Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is J.M. DeMatteis, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
I'm here for Peter.
Always, art lovers, always. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another wacky episode of the Ultimate Spider-Cast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, that's lover of redheads and art in general it is.
Hey y'all, it's Lilith Hellfire.
Oh, come on, Lilith. All right, kids. Yes. This time, for another wacky April episode, we're going to cover Art Attack from Web from Web of Spider-Man 73, 74, 75, and 76. Even though part one bears hardly any resemblance to the rest of the parts. Different writer, different villains, but we'll get there. All right. Before we get to these, Lilith, had you ever read these before?
No.
And you're like, I wish that had stayed the case.
Why was it so many parts? I don't understand.
And I'm like, how does I mean, except for like some of the supporting cast, it's like part one, it really has nothing to do, except that it has to do with art. It had nothing to do with parts 2, 3, and 4. It's a different writer, different villains. I don't know, unless they had to change course after issue 1, but good.
Somebody got fired.
So good, it's not even on the Marvel Unlimited app.
And that tells you everything you need to know.
All right, so let's jump in. So, Lilith Hellfire can get back in that coffin. All right, so I do have synopses.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, these. Well, at least I looked at for. Yes, I believe they all have synopses. All right, so.
Hey, I like your Iron Man Funkos.
Oh, thank you. You mean those ones?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now I just gonna take time this weekend to put together that Thor hammer. The Lego.
It's funny to think that you're gonna actually get that done in 4 days.
I got the Prime done pretty quick.
Okay, we'll see.
Of course, that smart-ass Mr. Will Allred had to say, "Are you going to be worthy?" I'm like, maybe I should assemble it wherever I'm going to put it because might not be able to move it after that.
Exactly. She's just looking out for your best interest, bud.
I know, and I appreciate it.
What you got back there? A Clayface? What's going on back there?
Yes, a Clayface in the corner there. I wonder who got me that for my birthday.
All right, enough flexing on these kids. Let's get to the story.
Bill's like, yeah, who got you that? Oh, that's right.
Is that an Electro-Eyes?
That's right. Up there. Yeah. Oh, and guess who I was with?
Your best friend's never going to be as cool as Phil's best friend. Just know that.
Oh, listen to that, kids. Oh, F you guys. She said I'm her best friend. F the rest of you. All right, so this Art Attack starts in Web of Spider-Man 73, and I'm disappointed in you, Ray. We got classic Alex Saviuk art, and I got.
You don't even have the Alex Saviuk drop. Dang you, Ray!
Oh Lord! Title of the first one: Head Quest.
Relatable.
Whoa!
Friday night.
Don't we all? All right, and of course that could be the story Head Quest could only be brought to you by writer John Byrne. Of course, penciler Alex Saviuk, inker Keith Williams, colorist Bob Sharon, letterer Rick Parker, and editors Jim Salicrup and Dan Cuddy.
Good old Jimmy and Danny.
Peter Parker and his wife Mary Jane and her cousin Christy are invited along with Aunt May and her new boyfriend Willie Lumpkin, the only man to survive that.
It's because he's a sentient, omnipotent being. Okay.
He got infected by the power cosmic. To attend the
Power
open.
or something, all right.
Well, you know,
Superior puss.
to attend the opening of an art exhibit. On the cab ride there, everyone is being entertained by Willie Lumpkin's ability to wiggle his ears. Although Peter is having
Whoa.
his ears, Lilith.
I think that's a euphemism.
What else would he be wiggling? Although Peter is having a good time, his stomach is upset after eating Willie's lasagna for supper. Oh, Lord.
Red sauce, man.
So, yes, one of the subplots going through this issue is Spider-Man's about to crap his pants.
Who wrote this, me?
Oh, my Lord. Soon they arrive at the art gallery in Greenwich Village. There they discover that the exhibit is that of Alicia Masters, a longtime associate of the Fantastic Four who Willie had gotten to know during his stint as their mailman. And again,
that mailman gets around.
Oh, he really gets around because remember, she's married to Johnny Storm at this point. So this is actually Elijah.
Yeah. He knew, but that's none of our business. He's like, I'm just going to I'm just going to mind my business and deliver this mail.
Scroll puss.
Wow.
Change his shape. Never mind. Willie
that deserves a superior push drop if I ever,
ever
heard it.
Superior puss.
However you like it, kids. Willie invites everyone to have a look around. Hail. When Mary Jane swoons over Alicia's husband, the Human Torch. Oh, she's definitely trying to make him jealous. Peter brushes him off as not such a big deal. Everyone is.
I know that kid. He's an idiot.
Can't count to 10.
That was generous to say 10.
I know. He can't count to 4. He can count to 4.
Yeah, 4 and that's it. No,
he's
5 because he's got 5 digits on his hand.
Oh, he's not such hot stuff.
I heard he was a burning hunk of love, but that's none of my business.
Burning hunk of something, Peter said. All right. So everyone is even more starstruck when Namor the Submariner arrives with his date, Carrie Alexander.
As you should be.
My favorite biscuit.
Cock-a-doodle-doo. Namor's presence even gives pause to the gallery's celebrity guests.
Hey, Namor has the ultimate Amish porn on those ankles. That's all I'm saying. He's got little
Wow!
on his ankles.
Wow.
My favorite biscuit.
Scream at.
Peter bumps into Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, and the pair exchange insults about the pair riding on the coattails of their respective spouses, which is even funnier because at this point, Johnny doesn't know Peter's Spider-Man, so it's...
Yeah, it's like, how'd you get a broad like that, man?
Well, if you ask Johnny, it's like, well, you know, I went to Secret Wars. I came back.
Secret Wars was the gift that kept on giving, whether you wanted it to or not.
Like the herpes. Oh, man, I mean, come on. The biggest chain, you know, the biggest thing that come out of Secret Wars that just got bigger and bigger, Venom.
Yeah.
Symbiotes.
Yeah. If I could turn back time.
Name me a corner of the Marvel Universe. Name me a character who hasn't had a symbiote for at least 5 minutes. I'll wait.
Moon Girl?
I was going to say maybe someone who's been around for 5 minutes. Yeah, but
exactly.
If you've been around for 10 minutes.
I'm pretty sure even Miss Marvel has had it.
I was going to say maybe.
Didn't Kamala? She got venomized, right?
Maybe. I think so. Yeah. I was going to say.
Yeah.
If you've been around for at least 10 years or more, yeah, you've had a symbiote. Outside of the art gallery, the Headmen waiting inside their van, waiting to see if Spider-Man will arrive on the scene. And do you remember, Lilith, this is the second time we've seen the Headmen.
Is it?
Remember She-Hulk month?
Oh, right.
From
Top men, Philip. Top men.
From Sensational She-Hulk #3, which they reference in this issue.
Yes.
Also written by Mr. John Byrne. Shekel, shekel, shekel.
Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching.
The disembodied head of Chondu, the mystic, is impatient to get started, not wanting to be subject to one of Arthur Negan's insane schemes. This time, Chondu wants to obtain Spider-Man's body for himself, in the hopes
Don't we all?
in the hopes of getting a powerful and youthful body.
Relatable.
the same thing Will's always looking for every weekend.
Oh no, that makes me the villain, doesn't it?
Love is always hunting powerful and youthful bodies.
You need virgin blood for those spells.
Yeah, you guys didn't know Lilith is like 307 years old. Gerald Morgan uses a bioscanner to zero in on Spider-Man's location, pinpointing the location at the nearby art gallery. They drive off. They pass by a young artist named Peter Nicholas, who's having trouble finding the location of the gallery himself. Man, could they shove any more in this issue?
I don't think they could if they tried.
And again, Peter Nicholas is actually Peter Rasputin, but he has amnesia after going through the Siege Perilous.
Don't bring that up, please.
Oh my God! Is this the biggest? Is this the issue packed with the most? Let's not bring that up for Lilith Hellfire.
I'm pretty sure. Outside of Heroes Reborn, I'm pretty sure.
One single issue.
Just drinking my poor self to death over here. It's fine.
Back inside the gallery, Peter Parker is still not feeling well. When Willie goes, he's still not feeling well. When Willie goes,
get that boy some gas X and some Pepto-Bismol stat.
When Willie goes to introduce his friends to Johnny Storm and Alicia Masters, Peter excuses himself to go to the washroom. However, before he can get there, his spider sense begins to go off.
Not gonna make it.
Oh, does that spider sense go off when he's about to crap his pants?
It's ting ting tingling, ting ting tingling. More like it's warm and runny. You better not sneeze.
Oh! He manages to push Mary Jane out of the way as one of the show windows of the gallery explodes inward.
Get out of my way, woman! I gotta
go! In order to protect the other patrons, the Torch uses his flame powers to incinerate the glass. As Peter and Johnny begin...
Would that just turn into sand?
Again, well...
I don't know. How does that work?
What would you rather take to the face? Sand or glass shards, Lilith Hellfire?
Either way.
As Peter and Johnny begin ushering people to safety, Arthur Negan leaps into the room and demands that the Human Torch turn over Spider-Man. Signaling Mary Jane to get May and the others to safety, Peter slips away into the ventilation shaft so he can change into Spider-Man.
Well, so you're telling me, no, you're telling me the Human Torch, he gets over 2,900 degrees to actually melt that glass?
He says Nova Flame.
Okay, I guess.
I mean, yeah, he should probably be setting the building on fire, but yes, Nova Flame.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like, because it doesn't oxidize. I'm just trying to figure it out. Never mind. They had Encyclopedia Britannica. They could have looked it up.
Lilith, and the ventilation shaft is big enough for Peter Parker to climb into, okay?
What's that? Not another teen movie. For two teen boys. The ventilation shaft is always big enough for two teen boys to go creeping around to spy on boobies. Yeah.
Amen.
Oh yeah, never watch those kind of movies with somebody that's in construction. They will always remind you, that's not how that works. That's not how any of this works. Idiots.
Well, I guess we're back to Lilith looking for strong and youthful bodies. Hey, while back in the gallery, Negan keeps the Human Torch at bay by taking a hostage. The hero still tries to stop Negan, but is attacked from behind by Ruby Thursday, who enters the room carrying the head of Chondu.
Careful now. When what Ruby Tuesday's coming after you
Are they still in
with their
business?
salad bar.
Are they still in business?
I don't think since the pandemic they've been in business.
I
But
was gonna say we used to have one, and it's gone. It's been long gone. I think even before the pandemic. Not far behind here is Jerry Morgan rounding up the entire Headmen. That's when Spider-Man comes swinging in and ambushes the Headmen. While
my
the
Ruby Tuesday's still open, so suck it, Phil. Well, my old Ruby Tuesdays anyway. I
okay.
don't think they got a Ruby Tuesdays where I'm going.
While the others are busy trying to subdue the wall crawler, Jerry Morgan tries to shoot the hero with a tranquilizer gun. However, before he can pull the trigger, the Human Torch blasts the gun out of his hands. While Spider-Man and the Torch are busy containing Negan and Morgan, they are too busy trading quips to see Ruby Thursday fire a number of plasma darts from her synthetic head.
Didn't know
Lilith,
they made those too.
did you pack all those synthetic heads? The pair dodge the bolts, and when Negan tries to attack Alicia, Spider-Man
Powdered and wrapped, Phil. Powdered and wrapped.
Right. In the hyperbaric, hermetically sealed gun case. Hey, Lilith Hellfire.
Exactly.
Spider-Man swings in to Alicia's rescue. She recognizes his voice as that of Peter Parker, and in order to keep his identity a secret, Peter ushers Alicia toward Mary Jane so his wife can get the Master's woman to safety. Spider-Man's attempt to get Alicia to safety is seen by the Headmen and the Human Torch. The Torch thinks that the wall crawler is grandstanding for Johnny's wife and does the same thing with Mary Jane, which makes zero sense because as far as he knows, Spider-Man isn't married
She's
to
a
Mary
hot
Jane.
redhead. He's gonna save her, bro. Don't even think too hard about it.
That's true.
And you know, his brother-in-law told him because his brother-in-law knows everything.
Yeah, I mean,
Everybody knows. It's an open secret.
Supposedly.
Obviously.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say supposedly Reed doesn't know, but he did examine Peter that whole time with the alien costume. So
exactly.
Yeah. All right. Crazy enough for you kids, because it's then that Peter Nicholas arrives at the gallery. Seeing the battle that is raging, he wishes there was something he could do, but does not know what. As the battle between the two costume heroes and the Headmen rages on, Nichols spots Christy Watson in trouble. Spider-Man tells
he likes them young. He likes them young.
That's true.
Keep an eye on that one. He likes them young.
I mean, no, I mean,
cried somewhere crying.
I was gonna say the only other way to seal the deal is if she screams that someone's a jerk. Spider-Man tells Peter to get her to safety. Hearing Christy's name, Nicholas mistakes it for Kitty and is briefly confused. Mm-hmm. He heard Kitty.
Wow. Can we get that fight, Jerry?
He's looking for Kitty. Anyway, ultimately, the battle turns when Spider-Man grabs Arthur Negan and tosses him into his teammates. Spread out, nice guy. Yeah. With the Headmen pulled over, Spider-Man webs them up with the Human Torch taking control of the situation. Spider-Man takes the opportunity to leave in order to change back into Peter Parker. In the aftermath of the battle, Peter Nicholas has vanished, but not before Christy has developed a crush. As the authorities arrive on the scene, Peter has finished changing and makes a rush to the washroom to finally deal with the food poisoning he has been struggling with the entire night.
Willie Lumpkin did it on purpose. Thought it'd be funny.
The only way the Headmen can scare the crap out of anybody.
Even then.
Exactly. Oh yeah, there's so many notes here. Of course, Alicia is Elijah. Willie Lumpkin became Mesa, Mailman in Amazing Spider-Man 431, which is when he started dating. Really kind of asked her out. Johnny married this Alicia Masters in the normal size Fantastic Four 300.
The normal size.
Really, it was like Daredevil 200. I don't think it was oversized or anything. It's like, okay.
Oh, back in the day when they didn't know.
Exactly.
They didn't know what they didn't know, Phil. Now they do, and Well, us nerds pockets, they gotta bleed.
And the Siege Perilous that Lilith Hellfire doesn't want to talk about. Uncanny X-Men 251. All right. Thoughts, Lilith, or should we get to the other
Let's
three?
just keep going. Let's just do a full sprint to the end.
All right, kids.
Strap in.
The next
It's go time.
the next
Mandel bomb, Mandel bomb, Mandel bomb.
the next three pretty much have nothing to do with this first one, but all right, part 2, a Web of Spider-Man 74. Same team, creative team, except we bring in new writer Tony Isabella.
Yikes.
Yeah.
No tea, no shade. It's a step down. I never understood why Marvel put up with that man. Well, eventually they didn't.
Well, was he riding? Was he riding? I created Black Lightning. Is that what?
Was it?
What else is it? I mean, did he have anything else that was like that big?
I don't know. I don't know who let him.
I know.
It's a whole thing about Black Lightning, though. So
Yeah, I know. But I know he wrote some early Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider, but it's yeah, I don't. As far as I know, the biggest thing of his is creating Black Lightning.
Yeah. Black Goliath. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. All right, so part 2, Web 74. Christy Watson has dragged Peter Parker out to see the hottest performance artist in Manhattan, the young man known only as Spark. Peter finds the entire performance ridiculous. It's then that Spark's monologue is interrupted by a woman named Bora, who appears on the stage and begins whipping up a freezing wind that threatens to freeze Spark alive.
Yay!
That's right, kids. So the generic white version of Storm. Suddenly, a light bulb appears out of thin air and floats above Spark. When Spark reaches for the bulb, he is electrocuted, leaving a charred husk on the stage. This shocks the audience, who begins to panic. After Bora warns the audience of the dangers of knowledge, the lights suddenly go out. When they come back on and Spark is on the stage alone, no worse for wear. However, save for Christy Watson, the audience is not impressed with the performance. Insulted, Spark shouts at the audience and storms off the stage. With the show over, Peter tells Christy that they should go and get some refreshments. Backstage, Spark is still upset at the lukewarm reception he got from the audience. Going over the various sketches of his performance, he rants and raves to Bora about how people cannot appreciate his art. Who is this, us?
I know.
No one appreciates a good
Let's
dick
do the
joke.
podcast we do for free.
No one appreciates these dick jokes. How they finally crafted dick jokes?
I'm telling you, man. I'm just gonna open up a book.
What?
Okay, let's actually do the podcast that we get paid nothing for.
I'm gonna start giving you guys store-bought dick jokes.
Oh, yeah, we'll just read them right out of a book, dick joke book, kids.
You know I got a bunch.
Hey! That's when they are interrupted by the villain known as the Painter, their leader.
Oh my god, this is
Covered in cockroaches that are
bad, Phil. You should feel bad.
Covered in cockroaches that are chittering in a strange language, the painter suggests that the problem Spark is facing is looking at things from the wrong perspective. He suggests that if Spark is willing to die for his art, perhaps he should instead kill for it. Outside in the lobby, Peter feels bad for making fun of Christy, since he brought her here to encourage her interest in the arts after seeing Alicia Masters' art exhibit recently. As he looks around, Peter is surprised to see a painting of a foot wearing a sock with a hole in the big toe. He remembers seeing the painting years ago and wonders how it could still be in circulation. Peter is then approached by two patrons who mistake him for the artist Peter Nicholas. When they ask Parker,
I don't know how that happened, but sure.
I know.
Serving wine at this art? Probably, actually.
Probably. When they ask Parker's opinion of the work of art, his sense of humor offends the women, who then storm away. It's then that Christy catches up with Peter, having found Peter Nicholas, who introduces Peter to Nicholas, who had saved her during Spider-Man's battle with the Headmen. After introductions are made, Peter makes fun of Christy for having a crush on Nicholas. Embarrassed, Christy also storms off, calling Peter a monster.
Teenagers, they're so melodramatic.
You mean teen/ager? Teenager?
Just be thankful they never gave Christy powers.
Exactly.
I felt like if she would have stuck around any longer.
Don't put that in the atmosphere. Nothing is above Zeb. Nothing is below Zeb
Well,
Wells.
we already getting Spider-Boy, bud. So
I know. Oh, we'll get there now. Parker tells Nicholas not to worry about it, as she was crushing over Spark earlier. Peter Nicholas becomes somber, telling Parker that he has heard some negative things about Spark and his allies. Back in the dressing room, Spark has the painter gripped in a headlock and threatens to cut his throat with a straight razor. The painter uses his magic paintbrush to transform Spark's hands into large, useless appendages in order to free himself. After this show of power, the painter reminds both Spark and Bora that he has gathered them together as the Avant Guard to transcend their own mortality. I think we found the worst 9D supervillain group name.
no,
Who was
there's
worse?
got to be something worse.
Oh, yeah.
Got to be something worse.
It has to be in Heroes Reborn, right?
Indubitably.
The painter intends to use their art to show the masses true enlightenment and uses his magic brush to begin transforming Spark into the embodiment of his own rage. Outside, as Peter Nicholas sketches a picture of Christy, he tells Parker about the strange stories about the Avant Guard. He tells how they have been involved in strange and arcane rituals. Nicholas also vaguely remembers Bora, but since he has been stricken with amnesia, he can't exactly remember when. That would be Moon Knight 35, kids. Moon Knight 35.
Man, Moon Knight's a whore. He gets around.
Whoa! Did you just call Moon Knight a whore?
I did.
What the F?
He needs to learn to mind his own business.
I mean, no offense to the man, but speaking of whores, I did my homework. Guess who wrote Moon Knight 35?
Is that
That's a big Tony Isabella.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and he, you know what? He
Talk
did
about
Champions
shekels.
too. Now that I think about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
He should feel bad. It's bad and he should feel bad. I don't take it back.
Yes, that's right. But yes, he's trying to get his shekel off of Bora.
My answer to everything now is it Zeb Wells?
Oh!
Is it Zeb Wells? Ever since that brand new day connection, I'm just like, is it Zeb Wells? He might have been only 6, but was it Zeb Wells?
We got this crappy connection with Spider-Man. Is it Zeb Wells? Suddenly, Spark comes crashing into the room, his body massive in size and crackling with electricity, just like Lilith likes her men. As the crowd flees, Christy ushers Nicholas out, telling him that Peter needs to stay and take photos for the Daily Bugle. This gives Peter the opportunity to slip away and change into Spider-Man and face Spark. Although Spark is stronger and can channel electricity, Spider-Man manages to punch him in the nose. Noticing that his nose is bleeding prompts Spark to stop and ponder the artistic merits of using his blood for paint. Tired of Spark's babbling, Spider-Man picks up a stanchion and hits Spark over the head from behind. When Spider-Man webs Spark up, the youth breaks free. The two tussle across the art gallery until they go smashing out a show window out into the street. There's your fine art, kids.
Smash it.
When Spider-Man tries to land another blow, Spark suddenly vanishes. Spark doesn't go far as he was summoned back to the dressing room by the painter. Spark is upset that the painter had interrupted his performance. However, the painter explains that they must complete their greatest masterpiece. Pulling a cloth off of a canvas, the painter works on completing his latest painting, which depicts the entire city frozen under tons of ice and snow. The central focus of this painting is none other than Spider-Man, who is also depicted as being encased in ice.
Someone call him an Iceman.
Oh. Yeah, I was just looking through these notes.
Captain America just looks around. We're doing me now?
Ah! But no, the part in the dialogue when Peter asks Christy if cheese dip is a dangerous snack.
I'm like, this girl has an eating disorder, bro. What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah,
all food is dangerous for this girl.
Nice dialogue here. Yes, this is a rather tasteless joke about how Christy has been recovering from an eating disorder.
Yikes.
Yes.
Hey, you want to hear a store-bought dick joke?
Sure.
Let's see. What do you call a cheap circumcision?
What?
A ripoff.
I was gonna say she'll be here all week, but no, she won't, kids. All right. Peter first saw that toe painting in an exhibition thrown by J. Jonah Jameson back in Amazing Spider-Man 22.
Woo! Yeah, how is that still in circulation?
Well, like Peter said, it sucks, so of course no one's gonna buy it.
You'd be surprised at things people buy at art galleries.
That's true. Like that Kramer painting.
Exactly.
All right. Should we go on to the third part? Lilith,
yeah, let's do it.
If we must. All right, kids. Part 3 in the regular sized Web of Spider-Man 75.
Because they didn't think. Like, we got too many other books here. We don't.
Can you imagine if they did like an oversized and put a hologram cover on part 3 of Art Attack?
That would be hilarious, honestly.
Exactly.
They knew. They read the room. They understood.
They're like, no, let's just get through this. Just like us. Okay, cold hands, warm art.
More like fart, but that's fine.
Oh! Same team as part 2. Tony Isabella's returned. Nothing can change it.
I wouldn't say triumphant.
I didn't. It seems like a normal day in Times Square when suddenly a freak blizzard strikes, swinging through the area.
Warming.
That's true. That's all it is. Spider-Man is just as surprised as the panicked citizens below. Spotting a sign snapping off the side of a building, Spider-Man stops it from falling on the Avengers' butler, Edwin Jarvis, and Captain America's wartime ally, Peggy Carter, who's part of the Avengers support staff. 1991. Yes, right now Peggy is still the older sister, or Sharon, Peggy's the older sister of Sharon, even though she was like 20 years older than her. I know it happened, but
it happened, especially back then. They had so many damn kids to work the farm.
But then once that sliding time got out of control, then she became the aunt. Spider-Man is assisted by Iceman, and the Wallcrawler asks if his allies in X-Factor have figured out what's going on. That's how old this is, kids. The original X-Men are X-Factor at this point.
Yikes.
Talking about trying to squeeze it all in this issue. Oh, boy. Unfortunately, Iceman and his teammates have no answer for the sudden freak blizzard. When the crowd spots Iceman, they quickly blame him for the change in weather because he's a stinky mutie, prompting the mutant to make a speedy escape with Jarvis and Peggy. That's when the new Warriors arrive on the scene to assist bringing people to safety, including Firestar. Get it, kids? First Iceman, then Firestar. Spider-Man has a bunch of amazing friends.
Amazing is a strong word.
Well, that's what the show is called.
I know. Unless it's Spidey. Spidey's amazing friends. Then his friends are amazing because it's Gwen and Miles.
That's true. With the situation under control, Spider-Man swings off to check on his wife, Mary Jane, to make sure she is okay. The blizzard is being caused by the members of the Avant Guard. With the cold caused by Bora's mutant powers, the cockroach-covered painter has been altering the scene to the whims of his magical paints. However, he is furious that the focus of his painting, Spider-Man trapped in ice, has not happened. Furious, he lashes out at both Bora and Spark, reminding them how they have tortured artists before. He gathered them together to participate in the painter's mystical ceremonies to grant them absolute power. After tormenting them with his powers, the painter sends his 2 minions out to find Spider-Man so he can succumb to the painter's artistic whims. Succumb to the artistic whims? That's Lilith Hellfire date night. Meanwhile, Spider-Man cannot get through to the set of Secret Hospital to speak to his wife. when he tries to web sling there, Spider-Man's webbing is blown away in the wind. With no other choice, the masked hero decides to hike it through the blowing snow. Blowing snow.
Everyone loves cocaine.
At that moment, the cast and crew of Secret Hospital are watching the news reports about the freak blizzard. Their worries about being stranded are cut short when Mary Jane arrives with food and tries to take their mind off the current crisis. Elsewhere in the city, the Avengers are trying to clear up the snow as best they can. However, as much as Hercules and She-Hulk shovel the snow, more falls from the sky. Upon the rooftops, Thor tries to use his command of the storm to stop the blizzard, but finds that it is out of his power. Captain America grimly hopes that the blizzard ends soon as the entire population of New York are at risk. And again, no mention of Quasar. Make sure those ambulances get through. And again, kids, from the costume he's wearing, we know this takes place sometime between Quasar 18 and 25. So between 18 and 25. All right. Not far. Oh God. And again, if that's not enough, kids, not far away, Spider-Man saves Marcy Masterson and her son Kevin.
What? Like, there's so much going on, man.
A pre-Thunderstrike Eric Masterson's ex-wife and son.
Marvel's New York is wild, man. You never know who you're gonna run into.
He just bumps into him. I know. Whose car is trapped in the snow. As he gets them to shelter, the wall crawler's spider sense begins going off. He just narrowly avoids being attacked by Spark. Although Spark is in his larger electrified form, he is ill-suited to fight in the ice and snow.
Well, duh.
Spider-Man ultimately defeats him, forcing Spark to return to normal. However, this leads the wall crawler.
He's like, who do you think you are? Some knockoff Electro? Get out of here! Beat it, you bum!
But then this leads the wall crawler to be whipped up and Bora's wins. Slammed into a wall, the hero is confronted by
Just
Bora.
the way he likes it.
He likes him rough. Who gloats about how she and her teammates are going to kill him for the sake of their art. What? Let's see if I can read this next sentence with a straight face. Hold on, and I have to get the drop ready. Okay. All right. When Spider-Man squirts webbing into her face.
Not in the face.
Squirts webbing in her face. Bora knees him in the...
When the moon hits your eye like a pizza pie in the sky, that's amore.
And this summary says she knees him in the chest. I don't think it was the chest, kids. Because he's even like, oh,
that
Venom's
chest
never...
is pretty low hung, huh?
Yeah, so the chest, kids. Because he's even like, Venom's never even hit me there.
She hit him right in the sack.
Oh! Hit the sack right now.
You hit him right in the face with that sack.
Or the other way around, whatever.
Hey, well, I hope your knee feels bad from bouncing off my sack. Falling to the ground, the web slinger is knocked into a pile of snow by Spark. Justin, if you're not out of your chair by now, you're just lying to yourself. Pulling himself out of the snow, Spider-Man tries to defend himself, but he suddenly begins to freeze all over. Well, that's how you feel when you get kneed in the web sack. When the painter...
kick him in the knee. Raz, kick him in the other knee.
Ow, my third leg. When the painter and his cockroaches arrive, they witness as Spider-Man is completely encased in ice.
Does he talk to spiders? Like, what? Does webbing come out of his butt? Like, I think it's a misnomer.
I don't know. I love this continuity note. How Peggy Carter could be alive in the modern age becomes increasingly difficult as the sliding timescale pushes it forward.
Yeah. Tell us about it, brother.
Okay, again, it's like maybe she uses something like Nick Fury does to keep.
I was gonna say, yeah, definitely got a little bit of that infinity formula. She was a Howling Commando. You can fight me on it. I don't care.
Oh yeah. Spider-Man and Firestar react as though they are meeting for the first time. However, they have met previously as seen in Spider-Man Family featuring Amazing Friends #1. However, that story was
How
published years
hard
later.
do you have to dig for that one, though, bro? Like, come on.
But they're saying it was published after this, so of course
Yeah.
they couldn't mention it here. And again, of course, the whole every Spider-Man story with Mary Jane, it's like
You don't have to tell us. We know, bro.
about the marriage. Yeah, we know.
Like, that should have like a little like spoiler or cover. So nobody wants to see that every damn time.
I know.
Zeb, you could fix it. You could be the hero we need, but I don't think you're gonna have the balls to do it. So.
And of course, this was back in the day when New York only had 8 million people.
I remember the saying when it was like 6 million people in the Big Apple, whatever, however those noir stories started off in the naked city.
Oh. All right, Lilith. Should we finish this up?
Finisher!
Ah!
Finish him.
All right. Web of Spider-Man number 76. Art's Desire. And yes, Tony Isabella is still here.
Do you think?
Thanks
Terrible puns, you think?
Thanks to the combined powers of the group of criminal artists known as the Avant Guard, Spider-Man.
Captain Avant Guard.
Oh, damn. Spider-Man has been frozen solid thanks to a freak blizzard striking Times Square. As Spider-Man struggles to get free, he thinks about the events that led him to this moment. Convinced that Spider-Man is doomed, the painter uses his magic paints to create a floating disc to take himself and his allies away. As soon as they are gone, Spider-Man manages to break free from the ice. As he recovers from his ordeal, the wall crawler is joined by the Human Torch. He's back, who is out collecting storm data for Mr. Fantastic. Spider-Man.
He's like, get out of my hair, kid. Go play in traffic. Literally, go play in traffic.
He says literally. He's like, where were you when I was trapped in ice? Spider-Man asked to be taken to the Fantastic Four's headquarters so he can provide information regarding the source of the blizzard. By this point, the painter, Bora, and Spark return to their loft to discover that the painter's painting of Spider-Man frozen in ice is beginning to change. Instead of a painting of Spider-Man trapped in ice, it turns into a painting of the wall crawler talking to the Human Torch. When Bora and Spark criticize the painter, he threatens them, telling him this is merely a work in progress. As the mystically created blizzard continues to pound Manhattan, Mary Jane continues to try and keep the minds of her cast members off the danger outside. Unfortunately, her efforts were dashed when the power suddenly goes off. That sucks when the power goes out.
Feels like it's too soon. I don't want to talk about it.
Too soon. No.
You should sue them for emotional damage for ruining your.
I should. Yes.
Somebody get Jackie Childs on the phone.
I got a case against the power company, Jackie. So who now? While at the Four Freedoms Plaza, Mr. Fantastic keeps Captain America up to date on the Fantastic Four's efforts to end the crisis. Elsewhere in the city, yes, Quasar is out assisting ambulances to get people to hospitals. At that moment,
This is Phil's sneaky way of getting sneaking Quasar into the Ultimate Spider-Cast while I'm around.
That's right, kids, because remember, stay tuned. Quantum Zone 154, after it sits on Patreon for a while, you will hear it on this feed. So, and remember, kids, write the Lilith Hellfire and demand more Quantum Zone.
What about our Quasar podcast, The Quantum Zone?
Me?
She's Vito.
What about our Quasar podcast?
Tag Matt Kona.
Well, he couldn't make this time, so we're like, we got to at least do one more, so we give Kona a chance.
Tag Matt Kona. Tell him to get out of his mothballs. It's time. Spring.
What about our Quasar podcast?
Slow down. We need this for draft.
At that moment, Mr. Fantastic and the Thing head out with a device that will allow Reed to examine the weather patterns. Watching these developments are the Avant Guard. Thanks to the painter's paintings, suddenly Spark's powers manifest themselves on his own, a sign of their ascension to greater power. They then turn their attention to Spider-Man and the Human Torch. Spider-Man is tracking the Avant Guard thanks to the spider tracer he tracked Bora with during his battle. You guys,
Idiots.
you people thought he was just copping a feel.
Idiot. Who doesn't sweep for trackers before you go to your secret hideout?
Telling the Torch about their leader, the Painter, the Human Torch remembers him as they had fought early on in his career. Explaining how the Painter claimed to have obtained mystical paints from aliens that allowed him to make his paintings come to life. However, in light of recent events, the Torch is left questioning the validity of this story. Crashing into the Avant Guard's hideout, the two heroes clash with Spark and Bora. Although Bora snuffs out the Torch's flames, she is quickly wrapped up by Spider-Man's webbing. Bora. This leaves him open to attack from Spark. However, the Torch recovers and uses his powers to overheat Spark, causing him to pass out and revert back to his normal form. That's when the Painter uses his paints to revive his foes. Despite this, Spider-Man and the Torch insist that they will keep fighting no matter what. This prompts the Painter to order his allies to surrender. When Spark and Bora refuse to follow orders, the Painter makes them disappear with a wave of his brush. Before the two heroes can apprehend the Painter, he surprises them when his body suddenly swells until it bursts, showering the room with cockroaches. Lilith is like, "Did you hate? You can tell, right? Why when someone's about to swell and they're about to explode?"
Cockroaches.
Oh my. Protecting themselves from the flurry of bugs, Spider-Man looks over the remains of the Painter and discovers that it is nothing more than canvas. Upset that the Painter escaped, Spider-Man's attention is turned to a painting that the Torch has found. They find that it contains both Spark and Bora, apparently trapped within. With the crisis over, the blizzard ends.
They're in the Phantom Zone.
Pretty much. I mean, just to play it safe, they should have just destroyed that painting. But
burn it. Yeah.
Well, Spider-Man's like, just give
it
it the
Human Torch.
I love what he tells Johnny. He's like, just give it the read. He'll have fun playing with that thing. And again, I guess the Painter does get away clean because, as far as I know, the Painter never comes back.
I was gonna say we never saw him again.
I was always like, dude, did he escape or did he just like blow himself up or what? Or was he just a bunch of like alien cockroaches? I don't know.
I think it was a bunch of alien cockroaches. That's my headcanon.
That's what I always thought even as a kid when I first read this.
It's
I'm
like, especially after I when you watch Men in Black, you're like, yeah, no, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, the Human Torch first battled the Painter in Strange Tales 108.
Ooh, that was a while ago.
That was cover date May 1963.
Yeah.
So that was
Strange Tales. Hey-oh.
That was almost
Lilith Hellfire's biography.
No, my. I thought that was the name of your home movies. Hey,
Volume 69. Yeah.
Oh, hickory dickory dock. Lilith is looking for some new big. Hey-oh.
How do you compliment someone on performing a circumcision?
How?
Tell them to keep the tip. Boom!
You know how to make it end, kids. Pay us for our classy dick drops. Never go to a bargain priced moil. You know why, love?
Why?
Because never go to a moil who gives you half off.
Oh yeah, I would say so. Something you definitely want to splurge on.
Whoa. So what's better, Lilith? Circumcised or uncircumcised?
I mean, aesthetically, it's none of my business. Just keep it clean.
It's like that Seinfeld episode. It doesn't have any personality. Face doesn't have a face. It doesn't have a personality.
Had a turtleneck.
Oh, turtle.
Just keep it clean.
Keep it simple, stupid. All right. So should we talk some new Spider-Man issues?
I mean, I guess it's Spider-Man podcast. I guess.
I guess now.
I think the best issue of the Spider Books, I have 4. I hope it was only 4. Spider-Gwen, Shadow Clones, number 2.
Oh, I did not read that. Was that good?
More clones, and
Oh,
Reed
okay.
Richards is in it.
Oh, okay.
So, I think if you're a Spider-Gwen fan, then it's really cool. She's getting like the variant treatment again, and it seems more detailed and like more fun. And who's the writer on that one? Emily Kim, and then the art is by Key Zama.
Okay.
It's fun so far. The first 2 issues. This issue,
Is it worth a pickup?
yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
But you have to be a Gwen fan. I will say, like, so it's just not like you can't just be like a rando like Spider-Man fan. Like, you have to specifically like Gwen.
Yeah.
So
Okay. No,
yeah, it's not one of those things that anybody can pick up, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
But I enjoyed it a lot. Like I said, Reed Richards and Spider-Gwen. Yeah, let's see what happens.
Oh crap! I picked up Venom, but I didn't read
And
it.
she's Sand Gwen in this one, by the way. So,
Oh really?
yeah. So I thought that was a really cool twist on that one too. So.
But yeah, I picked up Venom, but I didn't read it yet.
Oh, yeah, Venom 18 was pretty decent.
Okay.
Like I said, I like Al Ewing. You know, I don't think that he's necessarily the best fit for Venom. He kind of brought the Immortal Hulk's like
Energy.
sentiments and energy to Venom, and with a father-son duo thingy. It's awesome sometimes, and other times it's just like, ugh.
I think the problem, I'm thinking about this, I think the problem is Al has like crafted like a really sophisticated, complicated story.
It's like it's Venom, bro. Eddie Brock Venom, no
It's
less.
like, yeah, it's like Eddie Brock is neither sophisticated
No,
or
just like give
complicated.
me him pumping the weights, him being a big blockhead and a bad dad. That's all I need.
Trying to bite someone's head off.
Exactly. But like, yeah, no, like I appreciate him trying, and some of it is good. It really is. But the son thing, I just don't like that angle. I think at the end of the day.
Yeah, no. Yeah. How about no?
But the art is stunning. So
yes.
I mean, I always felt like a lot of the most recent Venom stuff, post King in Black, hasn't had enough like body horror. Which, I mean, it's a symbiote taking over your body. It should be like it gives me like The Fly with Jeff Goldblum. You know, that is what I want from Venom, and the art definitely is giving that on this particular run. So
Yeah.
that's my highlight for Venom number 18.
And Spider-Man showed up this week in Joe Fixit number 4.
Yes, he did.
He read it, huh?
Of course.
It was good, but it's like at the end when like Kingpin punches Hulk and like knocks him down, I'm like, they better reveal that he's like juicing on mutant growth hormone or something. I'm like, how is he knocking the Hulk down?
Don't think about it too hard.
I guess.
I mean, it's not like Kingpin's taking on Superman or anything.
Oh!
I can say that as a Hulk fan. It's a jokey joke. It is a jokey joke.
Although, again, I'm a simple man. I just love in this series when Joe, not for the first time when Joe just like manhandles Fisk and just like throws them around and stuff. Just waiting for it. This must be what Murdoch feels like to be Murdoch in my hands.
Yeah. Can we talk about the elephant in the room?
Yes.
Spider-Man number 7.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah.
Silk to the rescue! Silk to the rescue! She's the one that...
Yeah, why are we all of a sudden trying to pander to Ray and Ray only?
The most tangentially related spider person in all of the Spider-Verse. Silk.
Politically correct!
A couple of balls down the gob.
Anatomically correct. That's about it.
Oh!
But it is Bagley art.
Yes.
Even though he's stuck with Dan Slott, it is Bagley art.
Exactly.
It's the only reason I pick up the damn book, and they knew it. They were like, oh, these nerds are going to pay for this Bagley art. We don't care who's writing it.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I found that really, really weird that it's Silk to the rescue. Out of all the other spider people, it's Silk. And that pisses me off.
Is that so they're like, you know what, if we want to keep doing Spider-Verse stories, but we don't have to have Peter Parker every time?
Jessica was right there, bro. And they sidelined her like, oh, she's nothing.
Oh, Jessica Drew? Yeah.
Yeah, they sidelined her for Silk, and it's stupid.
I know. I mean, they pretty much literally called it out. I mean, what was it, issue 1 or 2? That she gets taken out, and then she gets brought back this issue 7, and it's just like, oh, what happened?
Yeah. So that's my elephant in the room. I don't know what the hell's going on over there in that book.
And they always say about
the Spider-Verse. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know.
Next year.
They'll never do it again. Yeah, okay.
The end of the beginning of the Spider-Verse.
The end of chapter 1. I don't know. Phase 1 of the Spider-Verse. And of course, the giant elephant in the room, Spider-Boy.
Nope. I refuse to acknowledge it. If we all pretend like it's not happening, it won't happen. I don't. Why? Because they're so afraid of. Well, I mean, I guess they really can't reboot him back to being a teenager, so I guess he gets a sidekick. It could be worse. It could be his younger clone.
Okay. I mean, we really don't know who it is yet. We don't know who's under that mask, but
it better not be a younger clone, because we're already dealing with clones in the Gwen thing. So.
Well, yeah, it's so weird because because of the reset, no one remembers this character, but it's like he says, "Guys, you know me. It's Bailey." I'm like, who the hell's Bailey?
Never trust a person named Bailey, bro. Girl or boy, never trust a Bailey.
But I'm just confused because I'm like, wait, so we're I mean, you see he's wearing like tennis shoes and stuff. I'm like, we're trying to do like the young hip spider person. I'm like,
we got Miles Morales, babes.
Exactly.
Unless we're sending him back to his universe finally, like.
Yeah, maybe. Cause I was just like, don't we already have this in Miles?
They don't have a white version, Phil. I guarantee you, this kid's white.
Probably, but yeah, and they'll never call Miles a sidekick. I mean, I think this kid is supposed to be straight up a sidekick.
Yeah, I mean, remember they did make that kind of reference because Miles was so much younger and smaller. He's like, no, Spider-Man.
Yeah. I thought you were going to be talking about the elephant in the room, Amazing Spider-Man 23.
Art attack. What to do? We can't do anything about it, Phil.
Lilith, art attack's not looking so bad now, is it?
I wouldn't take it that far, but it is borderline. He's got about 2 more. He's got till issue 25 to make something happen, and then I'm sorry to tell you, but I am off the Amazing Spider-Man train for a while.
And I'm just like,
that's the definitive issue where everything needs to change, be revealed, and it better be fucking stellar.
Oh my. And again, I know that the point of this whole issue is to get how did Peter start like getting in with Norman and stuff? And I'm just like, I know time is of the essence.
He's a goblin, bro.
I know, but I know time is of the essence, and Mary Jane's in that other dimension where time moves quicker or whatever. But it's like, how long would it take to say to the Fantastic Four, Captain America, hey, Mary Jane is trapped in this other, because they already know he's Peter. It's like, how long would it say to say, hey, Mary Jane is trapped in this other dimension where time moves much quicker, so we need to hurry, or, you know, she's going to come out an old woman or something.
And who wants that?
Her looks will be gone. Who wants that?
I'll have to throw her off a bridge.
Oh.
Or get Norman to do it.
No, waiting for her to say it. This should be come out all old and nasty. Who wants that? And you'll hear Johnny go, not me.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with. Like I said, he's got until issue 25. This has been a long time coming, hell. But this is make it or break it for me. If it's not fucking spectacular, it's not fucking amazing.
Whoa.
It's right there in the title. If you can't do it, don't get out of here.
I mean, the internet's ready to lynch him already. And I mean, if he kills Mary Jane in 25, I mean, yeah, Zeb Wells, you better stay off the internet for a while, like a year or more.
I'd say 5 years. But no, I mean, they're gonna bring her right back. That is the tragedy of modern writing. She'll literally be back in 3 issues.
Well,
ain't no effing way.
They've already done it around the turn of the century. They made it look like she died in an airplane explosion. You know, it's
we all knew that wasn't.
Yeah.
But I mean, Zeb's a wild card, so we don't know. But like, if he does do that and there's bad backlash, they will immediately pull him off.
Because
and they'll have somebody fix it. It's just done and done.
They keep teasing it's tragic, and it's the most the biggest thing in like 50 years, and the most shocking issue in 50 years.
Well, the most shocking thing they could ever do would be Betty Brant was behind it all, or Mephisto is Uncle Ben confirmed. Like, that's it. Those are the only two options. Everything else is not going to be shocking. I'm sorry.
And give us credit for it, damn it.
Remember, our comic pseudonyms are Heroes in Cloaks.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I said, I have been slowly falling out of love with the main book, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we have so many other books right now, kind of like the Batman situation at this point. Sorry, Ray, the chance is never zero. I'm okay with it, and I would really prefer for Mary Jane and or Black Cat to have either a book together or solo books.
Batman,
at this point,
my favorite character.
Because there's not too much more you can do with Peter at this point.
Hail. But again, like we talked about on the last episode of We Are the Night, the Batman podcast, chance number 0, right? Again, it's the same thing as the Batman problem. It's like, well, how about we keep?
Peter needs his side characters and his rogues gallery at this point too. That has become very stagnant as well to be spun out, which is why that Mary Jane book was so good because it had Mysterio in it, right? And then Black Cat is doing fantastic. Doing fantastic.
But again, kind of keep it street level. It's like the 2 Spider-Man books this week where he was in. It was all multiverse, another dimension.
They are on a multiversal kick, and I'm sorry to tell him I'm over it. I've been over it.
I mean, the place he was the most, grounded and street level this week was Joe Fixit.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I mean, Peter David gets it. Hell.
No, definitely. Like I said, 25, if it is not the most fucking amazing, spectacular thing I've ever seen, I'm out. I'm out until at least issue 50. I have all the other books. Plus, I have Rogue and Gambit to support, which you guys, number 2 did come out this week.
Yes, it
Go
did.
support Stephanie Phillips. That cover was chef's kiss. The story was really great, even though we're still dealing with the whole Krakoa thing. And Destiny can, their whole family can suck it. Also, Manifold, really? Like, okay, whatever. Suck it. And then it's like, oh yeah, because the Avengers are useless. I love Stephanie Phillips' take on it because I'm like, yeah, I feel the same, bud. Me too. Our whole family can suck it. Earth's Mightiest Heroes, my A.
Wow, big capital A.
And then also, you've got the King of Wakanda shows up in that one too. So Black Panther. I mean, it's really cool. I think how she's weaving all these stories together, and I really feel like she's pushing towards a resolution. Where they not doing that in the mainline book, unfortunately. I can appreciate it. Like I said, it's only issue 2. Not too late to jump in and get caught up.
Again, these miniseries, I'm thinking, must be doing good because they keep coming back to like stuff from the 90s and X-Men stuff that's outside of Krakoa. So I'm assuming this stuff is selling if they keep doing it.
Yeah, definitely. But they probably have a contract with, the whole Krakoa thing. Like, no, you gotta trust the Vision, man. I lost trust in it after issue 5. It's like
the architect of that Hickman had an end for that. You guys are like, no, keep it rolling.
It's literally Clone Saga 3.0 at this point.
Oh yeah, literally. Most of them are in clone bodies now.
Yeah. I'm tired of clones. I'm tired of the multiverse. Let's just reset everything. Everybody who's street level be street level. Everybody who's cosmic be cosmic.
I mean,
and let's not do a crossover for a whole year and see how we feel.
I mean, when you think about it, literally most of the mutants, the original mutants, are dead. I mean, these are just like copies
of a copy.
Yes.
Yeah. Unless
we're gonna reset the timeline again, because
we have to. At this point, we almost have to.
It's coming because Sins of Sinister. Mr. Sinister has a bunch
in doubt. Sinister out.
Sinister has a bunch of Moira McTaggart clones, so
of course
we're resetting the time.
Xavier does too. We just don't talk about it.
That Scottish accent
tickles the ear just right.
She loves the bagpipes.
If you got a girl who can play the bagpipes, keep her. If you know, you know. Life pro tips on that note. Oh my god, we're quickly approaching Free Comic Book Day.
Yes.
And I haven't really seen anything that's tickling my fancy this year for Free Comic Book Day, so
I was going to say,
are out, so
I'll have to look. Is there a Spider-Man? There was a Spider-Man. Of course, there's always a Spider-Man thing.
there's always a Spider-Man. There's always going to be a Batman. Yeah, but like, I don't know. Like, I'm just really falling out of love.
But again,
with
it's the
main
like,
books. Like, I like all the side books now. The main books are just so disappointing.
get yourself a side book like a little Hellfire.
Exactly.
I hope you liked it. All right. Anything else, little Hellfire?
No, I think we can wrap it up. That's
We told
fine.
the kids to get off our lawn.
I'm just looking through the books right now.
I mean,
she's got a really good one.
Free comic book day, at least for Marvel and DC, it's basically just like, oh hey, here's a free preview of a big event we have coming up later this year.
Yeah, Umbrella Academy has one. I'm just looking. Oh, they got Garbage Pail Kids. Oh, Red Sonja is gonna be awesome. That one's gonna be awesome. Yeah, it's nothing from Marvel that's really tickling my fancy here. Nope. Oh, Teenage Mutant Turtles has a good one too.
Well, there you go.
It's gonna be in the vein of the original '80s cartoon artwork. Seems like, so I'm down for that. Might be even in that continuity. I'll have to double check. Yeah, I don't really. Oh, is this Marvel? It's Avengers.
Ew.
And then you have the Marvel Voices one that they're gonna preview, which I already bought. They've got amazing Spidey and his amazing friends. Oh, they got a Venom one for the Amazing Spider-Man as well.
Ew.
Yeah. Oh, Smurfs. That's your thing. Yeah, no. They got Star Trek, whoever that. Oh, IDW. Yeah. Yeah, no. DC's not really having anything either, so. Yeah, it's gonna not be a. It's not gonna be. I don't think Comic Book Day is really for the big two anymore. It has been for the last 3 years, in my personal opinion. It's been really a time to shine for indie comics, and I think that's really what the industry needs at this point. I think the big two have had such this free reign of everything. They've kind of destroyed the industry, to be quite honest. And that's why that's why I support creator-owned stuff, because that's the only way that they're actually getting paid.
I mean, the last thing I can remember from the big two that I had hope for after Free Comic Book Day was the Beyond stuff. Ben Reilly was back.
I was so devastated the way that ended. Like, it was okay, but I was devastated what it meant for Ben Reilly.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still pussyfooting around about like actually what to do with Chasm and got his Goblin Queen. So,
I wonder if we're gonna reverse any of that Chasm stuff, because I don't know if you saw, but Scarlet Spider is showing up in Across the Spider-Verse. So,
yeah.
And of course, Spider-Man 2099 too.
Yeah. Which no one cares about except for you and Conan.
How dare you! For me and who?
You and Conan.
And Justin and probably Bray.
No, Ray's like, no, don't bring me into it.
I think Ray likes some 2099.
Okay.
It was just a really nice package.
The Smurfs are 65 years old, fun fact. Did you know that? The franchise is 65 years old. That's crazy.
I guess. I was thinking of it as an 80s thing, because I watched
too!
Well, because I watched it in the 80s when I was a kid, so.
Yeah.
Huh.
Anyway, let's give the kids the homework and get out of here. Oh, it's DC Night Terrors. That Dawn of DC Night Terrors. Okay, yeah, definitely. You don't have to worry about it. Oh wait, no. The Clark and Lex fan club. I forgot. That one's gonna be good. I've been looking forward to that one.
All right, kids. So yes. So next week, April comes to a close already when the Bad Babysitters Club is back. So me, Ray, and Dave will cover Amazing Spider-Man 417 and Spider-Man 72 and 73 as we get closer and closer to the end of that 90s clone saga. I can't wait to see what.
I can't wait till it gotta remind me when you guys do the last one so I can see the look live on his face.
I mean, there'll at least be video of it. So if you can't wake up, you'll be why I'll watch the video. All right.
I can roll out of bed and watch it on my phone.
Only on the Capes and Lunatics YouTube channel. All
and
right.
Facebook Live.
And again, yes, remember on pretty much every show me and Lilith do, and even some Justin. Yes, we're going to be doing Miller May.
Miller May, you're not ready because your mother's a whore.
Whoa!
According to Frank Miller.
All right, so a lot of these are going to be like Frank Miller drawn issues, but yes, we'll
on the Batman show we do.
Oh,
we are the Night.
I'll start Batman, Robin, Daredevil. We're going to do Elektra Assassin.
Yeah.
But here,
I would love to get my hands on some of those original prints, though, but that's none of my business.
What, prints or issues?
No, the artwork that he pitched the story for.
Oh my!
It's a whole story. It's a whole thing.
Really? Oh, save that. Oh yeah, when we do that episode, yeah.
Allegedly, though. Allegedly.
Are we talking nudity?
Quite possibly.
Oh my! You know what? That's probably worth if that exists.
I know.
$1 million. All right, kids. So yes, week 1 here of Miller May will be Spectacular Spider-Man 27 and 28. Speaking of Daredevil, I believe at least one of those, features a Daredevil team up.
Daredevil teaming up with somebody? Get out of town. Does the person have boobs?
Whoa! No, he teams up with Spider-Man. Didn't see that coming, did you?
No, but Spidey did with his Spidey senses. Hey-oh! He dodged that donkey punch.
No, jeez. Don't push my ADD like that.
Try to donkey punch me now, bitch.
Week 2 will be Amazing Spider-Man Annual 15 because we already did the Annual 14 with the Doctor Strange team up.
Dr. Strange looking for some Strange.
Hey-oh. And then Marvel Team Up number 100.
Oof. Woof.
And seeing as how we'll have 4 Lilith Hellfire episodes in May, and we ran out of Frank Miller for that month. The 4th week of May, we will cover Amazing Spider-Man 96 through 98. The Harry Osborn gets high story.
Everybody loves cocaine.
So, yes, you get 4 Lilith Hellfire episodes next month because, yes, there'll be 5 episodes next month.
Yikes.
Lilith's like, oh, great. Yay. All right, kids. So, yes, send us your thoughts. Current Spider-Man, Art Attack, Miller May.
Shame Phil for making me do these. Shame him.
I told you, man. It's going to be wacky. I told you.
Wacky, not whack.
Wiki, whack. All right, kids. So send us your thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can check out everything Capes Lunatics episodes, social media, merchandise, the Patreon. Everything is at tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. It's right down there in the show notes. Scroll down. All right. Speaking of looking for someone to go down, Love Hellfire, where can people get a hold of you?
Hello. If you guys want to find me on the interwebs until they take TikTok out of my cold dead hands, you can find me at Love Hellfire69 on TikTok. Don't forget to hit the follow button because my content is for friends and fans only.
Either do the 6 or do the 9.
And Phil, I know I will never send you a TikTok link. Okay, we get it.
Cannot follow you down that dark path.
Come on, get your head out of your butt, buddy.
Well, we can't follow Twitter too much longer either. So.
No.
Lubricated eels are the best.
I don't do Twinkies or toaster strudels, so.
And if you don't like it,
your whole family can suck it.
that word job works with so much. And if you like Amazing Spider-Man at the moment,
your whole family can suck it. That's for Miller May. That's what he says. If you don't
like
your whole family can suck it.
Your whole family's a horse. You're full of horse.
Somebody's muffin's getting buttered. That ain't my business.
Unless you're Frank Miller. All right. We went insane, kids. Art attacks literally drove us insane.
Insane in the brain!
And again, speaking of insanity, Ray and Dave will be back in 1 week. And then Lilith will be back in 2 weeks for Miller May.
You're not ready.
But until then, swing on back.
Thwip, thwip, thwip. Get some Pepto for your diarrhea. Thwip.
Art.